In January of 1952, a new cartoon character was introduced to American children. This character was a talking anthropomorphic turtle named Bert, who wore an air raid warden's helmet and sported a bow tie. However, unlike Mickey Mouse or Bugs Bunny, who made children laugh and giggle, Bert the Turtle was on a different mission: to teach American school children 3 simple words: duck and cover. Duck and Cover, the title for the short film, was no Saturday morning cartoon, but rather an educational film shown in schools to millions of children across the country. The approximately 9-minute-long film was the production of the Federal Civil Defense Administration, the Safety Commission of the National Education Association, and a Manhattan advertising firm, Archer Productions. The phrase, duck and cover, is used 28 different times during the film, sometimes spoken by the narrator and sometimes used in song. Duck and cover refers to an exercise taught in schools to prepare in the event of an atomic war. It was hoped that by ducking and covering, children would be more protected from burns and flying debris after an atomic explosion. Today, the film is largely mocked, and Bert has become a symbol of American ignorance in the 1950s. Does the film deserve the ridicule? What does Bert the Turtle tell us about the Cold War? Let's begin by first analyzing the film itself. The film begins with an animated song.
Deedle-dum-dum, deedle-dum-dum, there was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the Turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He'd duck and cover, duck and cover.
He did what we all must learn to do. You
and you
and you
and you, duck and cover.
Bert is introduced along with a catchy tune. We see Bert sniffing a flower, which represents a very innocent way of enjoying life. Bert, as a turtle, is the embodiment of innocence. People generally enjoy seeing turtles and do not view them as being dangerous. The act of a turtle withdrawing into its shell is defensive. Bert is not on the attack, but is rather reacting to an attack in the most non-threatening way possible. Simple retreat from an enemy. In a way, Bert as a character is synonymous with the audience of the film, children. The children viewing this in school were the innocents of the Cold War. They had nothing to do with the culture or history that caused the arms race, but like Bert, they had to react to it. The threat of nuclear bombs from the Soviet Union is here represented as a monkey holding a stick of dynamite. Dynamite was a common prop drawn in children's cartoons, and easily recognizable. However, unlike in many cartoons, where the dynamite injures a character but does not kill them, the dynamite in Duck and Cover completely obliterates the monkey holding it and the tree the monkey is hanging from. The monkey, in attacking Bert, has instead destroyed itself and its environment. But because Bert was on the defensive, he was able to survive the attack. This refers to the idea that if the Soviet Union started a nuclear war with the United States, it would be destroyed. However, prepared Americans who employed civil defense would survive, as Bert had. The film cuts to footage of school children listening to a teacher. The children are shown ducking and covering underneath their school desks. The narrator begins to compare the threat of nuclear bombs to everyday hazards, such as fire and car wrecks.
We all know the atomic bomb is very dangerous. Since it may be used against us, we must get ready for it, just as we are ready for many other dangers that are around us all the time.
By showing dangers we are accustomed to as a society, and the preparation needed for those dangers, the film tries to calm children's fears about nuclear bombs as just another threat that is part of everyday life. The film then describes how the children can learn that an atomic bomb has been detonated.
There is a bright flash, brighter than the sun, brighter than anything you've ever seen.
After the flash, a short animation is shown of how the atomic blast can destroy buildings, trees, and blow debris through the air. Off to the side, untouched from the blast, lies Bert the turtle, who hid inside his shell during the explosion. The narrator describes the explosion and how children could be hurt in the blast.
If you were not ready and did not know what to do, it could hurt you in different ways. It could knock you down hard or throw you against a tree or a wall. It is such a big explosion, it can smash in buildings and knock signboards over and break windows all over town. But if you duck and cover like Bert, you will be much safer.
By showing the effects of an atomic bomb blast with a cartoon, it lessens the shock that children may have suffered if shown actual footage from an atomic bomb detonation. With the same tactic as comparing nuclear bombs to fires and car wrecks, the narrator now compares the burn from an atomic blast to a sunburn.
You know how bad sunburn can feel. The atomic bomb flash could burn you worse than a terrible sunburn, especially where you're not covered.
This reinforces the cover part of duck and cover. The film now goes into a greater description of how to duck and cover.
First, you duck, and then you cover. And very tightly, you cover the back of your neck and your face. Duck and cover underneath a table or desk or anything else close by.
This is the procedure for duck and cover while inside of the school. A student named Betty then asks the question,
how can we tell when the atomic bomb may explode?
In response, the teacher points to the chalkboard, showing that there are two types of attacks, with warning and without any warning. The narrator is confident that most of the time there will be warning before an atomic bomb explodes. The film shows large radar equipment turning. With advanced warning, people will be able to go to a safe place before the explosion. Civil defense workers are shown for the first time. The narrator says,
our civil defense workers and our men in uniform will do everything they can to warn us before enemy planes can bring a bomb near us.
It must be remembered that when this film was originally released, intercontinental ballistic missiles had not yet been invented, and the most likely way the Soviet Union would attack the US with nuclear bombs was with planes and bombers. Children are shown playing in a schoolyard when a siren goes off. The narrator advises,
that signal means to stop whatever you are doing and get to the nearest safe place fast. Always remember, the flash of an atomic bomb can come at any time, no matter where you may be.
The camera then shows children playing at home when they hear the siren and quickly go inside.
Then be sure to get into the house fast, where your parents have fixed a safe place for you to go.
This is an interesting phrase they included in the film, in that it was the duty of the parents to prepare a safe area in their house in the event of an atomic bomb blast. Of the millions of children that saw this film, it is doubtful that all of their parents or caretakers had prepared for this event. How many children felt anxious that their parents were unprepared if that siren would ever go off? In the event that children are away from home, they are told to look for public places marked with an S sign, meaning it is a public shelter. If the children are confused in finding a shelter, they are told to ask an adult for help. Now the film begins to address what to do if there is no warning before an atomic bomb blast. The first thing to look for would be the flash, and children are told to duck and cover fast. A short clip of Bert the Turtle is shown to reinforce the idea of acting as he did. Children are shown how to duck and cover in a hallway, with an older boy showing to face the wall and cover your face and neck tightly. Another boy warns against facing windows and doors that have glass, as flying glass may injure you. Children in the cafeteria are shown to duck and cover under the table. The theme of self-reliance, which is often found throughout civil defense films and literature, is emphasized next.
Getting ready means we will all have to be able to take care of ourselves. The bomb might explode when there are no grown-ups near. Paul and Patty know this, and they're always ready to take care of themselves. Here they are on their way to school on a beautiful spring day, but no matter where they go or what they do, They always try to remember what to do if the atom bomb explodes right then. It's a bomb. Duck and cover.
The imagery of a normal spring day suddenly turning into a nightmare is chilling, especially for children being introduced to the concept of atomic bombs. The abrupt flash, as normal people and kids carry on their daily lives, is used again and again in the following portion of the film. Paul and Patty duck beside a brick wall, and the narrator comments on how Paul covered the back of his head, and Patty covered herself with a coat she was carrying. The camera pans over to a girl who ducked and covered in a doorway. A heavy doorway, it is noted, is a good place to duck and cover. It is reinforced to the children in the audience to immediately duck and cover once the flash is seen, and not take time looking for shelter. The film now shows a child riding his bicycle down a street.
Here's Tony going to his Cub Scout meeting. Tony knows the bomb can explode any time of the year, day or night. He is ready for it. Duck and cover. Attaboy, Tony. That flash means act fast.
It is mentioned that Tony stays down and covered, unflinching, until he is sure danger is over. Coming into the picture as a hero is a civil defense worker, clad in an overcoat, helmet, and sporting a civil defense armband. The civil defense worker becomes a symbol of authority and safety in time of crisis, as policemen and firemen already are. Children are shown how to duck and cover in a school bus, proving that the film wishes to be as thorough as possible, showing every possible situation a child may be in when the dreaded flash is seen. The narrator makes a point in telling the children to duck away from the bus windows to protect themselves from flying glass. Now comes the picnic scene, strengthening the idea quite blatantly that atomic bombs may go off at any moment.
Sundays, holidays, vacation time, we must be ready every day, all the time, to do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes. Duck and cover. This family knows what to do, just as your own family should. They know that even a thin cloth helps protect them. Even a newspaper can save you from a bad burn. But the most important thing of all is to duck and cover yourself, especially where your clothes do not cover you.
The reference, once again, to the child's family.
This family knows what to do, just as your own family should.
Could raise fears of the audience that their family isn't prepared or doesn't know what to do in case the flash is seen. A man driving a tractor on a farm is shown to duck and cover, proving that the atomic bomb may hit the country as well as the city. The rules for duck and cover are once again gone through and emphasized.
Yes, we must all get ready now, so we know how to save ourselves if the atomic bomb ever explodes near us. If you do not know just what to do, ask your teacher when this film is over. Discuss what you could do in different places if a bomb explodes. Older people will help us as they always do, but there might not be any grown-ups around when the bomb explodes. Then, you're on your own.
The narrator concludes with those words, "Then you're on your own." Thankfully, those are not the last words of the film, as Bert the Turtle makes a last appearance, and this time he talks.
Remember what to do, friends. Now tell me right out loud. What are you supposed to do when you see the flash?
And the children respond with, and Bert the Turtle hides in his shell one last time. The film ends as it began, with the song playing.